this is when the altercation happens. Perry goes back in the curtain. CM Punk's goes up to this motherfucker, nose to nose. Do you have a problem? Again, CM Punk is from Chicago. You either steal first or be stolen. So he stole him. And not only did he steal him,
he choked his ass up.
Put him in a choke.
We will have people in the comment section right now saying that we sound biased for Punk. And we're not really looking at the whole picture here. Don't you know that Punk did disrespectful things? He lodged at Tony Khan and Wembley. He choked the shit out of Jack Perry. He told what do you say? I mean, I do want to be fair and balanced here. Punk has been a little unhinged.
He has been unhinged, and there's no excuse for lunging at the head of AEW. Mm-hmm. You know, if you have a reputation of being violent backstage, granted, I could be a little biased leaning towards Punk because of the situation that occurred. I mean, I think any man probably would have went off like that, but there are better ways to handle certain situations. You know what I'm saying? So as you get older, and Punk is very well of age, right, you should be able to conduct yourself and separate wrestler from the businessman. You got a however many year contract with money riding on you completing these matches and stuff. But when that shit don't happen, now you got to get lawyers and stuff involved, and maybe you might owe money because they had to terminate your contract because you was being violent or something like that. I'm pretty sure there's some type of small clause in there to say, hey, look, if some shit should happen or pop off that doesn't relate to you being injured, and we got to terminate your contract, either that guaranteed money is no longer guaranteed, or you're going to have to pay us.
Yep.
But yeah, Punk, I think was he in certain situations, I think it was cause for him to do what he did. But at the end of the day, from a business standpoint, I think it had to happen.
Because the show Collision was basically Punk's show. What Tony Khan did, and he made... See, the thing about Tony Khan, he just keep on trying to appease someone that you need to probably be disciplining. You know what I mean? Like, you created a whole show. Okay, Punk comes back from his hiatus, right?
Yeah.
And before he comes back, AEW announced this new Collision show on Saturday nights. But this Collision show is strictly everybody who's cool with Punk. Because they're not going to bring him the Dynamite because you got Kenny Omega, you got the Young Bucks there.
Right.
So you create this whole show around Punk. And then, you know, got Samoa Joe. You got other people there. I'm forgetting their names. But everybody who fuck with Punk went to that show. And I seen the first show, and you know, Punk came out with the belt. I mean, because he ain't never lose the belt, and he put the X on the joint. That's show's belt.
So vicious. That's that NWO
type vibe. And he kept it on there, man. And it was going pretty good. He got back in the saddle with Samoa Joe. That's his arch enemy for the last 20 years. They've been, man. That was his last match, and I think ROH, and like. He has his friends there. They could have ran the show, you know, and that's on Punk's part right there, to where it's like, bro, you did have you had a show. Now, I think that leads to Jack Perry, to the point where Jack Perry wanted to use real glass in a segment.
let's talk about it, because when I read up on it, I knew that they got into a fight, but I didn't know exactly what it was over. I thought maybe he got in his face and said some shit. So what happened was Jack Perry wanted to use real glass in this match.
Mm-hmm.
It was against it was against a Hook, right?
Yeah, Hook.
He wanted to use real glass. CM Punk didn't think that was a smart
fact,
idea.
Hook is Taz's son.
Taz's son, right? Which I try to find a resemblance.
I was just about to say he don't look nothing like. It might be a stepson.
Like,
I don't know.
I mean, maybe he looked like his mama.
Nothing like that, man. But go ahead.
So, CM Punk didn't think that was a good idea for him to use real glass. He didn't think it was safe
because he understood that the Collision show is his, and he feels like an elder. Like, I'm trying to look out for you, kid. Like,
right.
Well, go ahead.
And Perry's response was, "I'm trying to get more heat as a heel." Here's my thing:
you can do it with fake glass.
You can do fake glass. Whatever.
What happened to Goldberg? Your favorite wrestler, when he punched that motherfucking real glass on WCW.
Yeah, and you seen that shit, and he was bleeding all over the place. But you can still get the same amount of heat. It's about the action of it.
Yes, selling.
It's selling it. You don't have to use real glass. So I understood Punk's concern. And then, of course, if people don't know the timeline of things, Perry and Hook's match was on before the main event of CM Punk. So this altercation happened before CM Punk went out for his match. And that says a lot about CM Punk, because he was still able to get out there and put on a hell of a fucking match.
People are not going to give him that credit.
They're not going to give him that. Even though all that shit was going on, and he lunged at Tony Khan and knocked the monitors over and said he quit, by the way.
And that, I don't mean to cut you off, but that just goes to show you about all of the fucked up stories we hear about Punk. That isn't the character of that person they describe. They describe a person that just don't give a fuck about business and I'm gonna be out.
Right.
That person they describe would have walked the fuck out of Wembley. I watched clips of that joint. He was putting his fucking all into that fucking show. And Samoa Joe had to calm him down and, bro, let's go do business. Let's go cook. And he could have said nah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to that. So Perry goes out, does his match, and he says into the camera, "Yeah, it was real glass. Cry me a river."
Cry me a man. You taunting that man now.
So
he
then this is when
all about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. This is when the altercation happens. Perry goes back in the curtain. CM Punk goes up to this motherfucker, nose to nose. Do you have a problem? Again, CM Punk is from Chicago. You either steal first or be stolen. So he stole him. And not only did he steal him,
he choked his ass up.
Put him in a choke. He put him in a chokehold.
That's what I was talking. Stop playing, y'all. Stop playing.
Bill. I get it.
After it's real.
After he does that, he lunges at Tony Khan. He knocks the monitors over.
And people, we're not condoning with Punk.
Nah,
we still have to be entertaining, okay?
Again, like I said earlier, there's a business side of things and there's a wrestling side of things. You ain't got to be in gold mode all the time.
Right.
So he says, "I quit" to Tony Khan. I didn't know that part. So technically, at that point, to terminate my contract, I said I quit. So, but even though he said that, he still went out and did what he had to do, and did it very well. And then
y'all see that picture.
I was about to say, this picture here as he's leaving, like, and I'm still number one. I did that. Nobody can tell me that I didn't. with the title on the back. Yo, that picture is everything.
Hey, bro, I might gotta frame that, man.
And I think it means
that
even
could very
more.
well be the last time we see Punk.
Yeah, it could be. And I think it means even more because we know the story behind this picture.
Yes.